for those of you who weren't here in yesterday's stream, we talked about a convention called Pokeverse. It was a convention for Pokemon based in the Philippines, advertised as by fans for fans. Now, if you want a quick recap, I'm going to do that right now. However, if you're interested in the full story up to this point, I have a video on my YouTube that I just uploaded summarizing the whole thing. But for a brief summary, it was a 3-day convention held in the Philippines that was incredibly shady. It was an example of another like Firefest, Wonka convention, DashCon. Think that level of depravity. So, for context, these are the kind of laid out in not order of severity, but just order of thought process. Tickets were sold, but not delivered to people. Buying tickets at the door was near impossible. They gave out the wrong wristbands and ran out. All of the booths at the convention were incredibly restricted. They only had 10 artists total there, when if you've been in a convention, artist alleys are huge. Con-goers were harassed consistently by the press, trying to get footage for the convention to promote it, putting cameras in faces. Unattended minors were recorded. The rest area for con-goers to update their cosplay was not closed off in the middle of the area, and people were recording cosplayers changing. The general public was recorded without consent. And one of the most egregious ones is they brought Make-A-Wish children onto stage and had them recite their name and their disease because Make-A-Wish supported the convention. And all of these minors were recorded. So that is kind of the basis we're starting off on for this convention. So why am I updating y'all? What is the purpose? We've already talked about this. What more is there to say? Well, I had someone very, very interesting come into my chat today. Someone who attended the convention. And they gave me a lot of first-hand information on the con and corroborated, not with just verbal evidence, but recorded evidence, what Rita, the previous post, had discussed of. So I think it's very important to add this context to it because now I have first-hand account information regarding this event. Now, who is this gentleman on stage? This one right here, this person, this man is the convention head. This is the person who has single-handedly run this convention and perpetrated everything that has been discussed. And if you can see the convention, you see another angle. Empty everywhere. Empty everywhere. Confirming what Rita was saying, that this convention was incredibly understaffed, incredibly empty, and you can even see on the left-hand side of the screen the inflatables. Proof right there of the inflatables. DashCon confirmed, ball pit confirmed. So we got some corroboration that this person is in fact from the convention, first-hand account evidence, and it is quite interesting. I'm one of the exhibitors watching your live now. Thank you for covering this. Ooh, Fiber Fairy. Interesting. What were you doing at the convention, Fiber? I'd love to hear. These are the convention bands. I've been to hospitals that had better bands than these. You can see that they are very low quality, but whatever. That's just what's used to get into the convention. However, it was confirmed that these bands were not used well. That these bands, the red ones, day ones, were given out as day 2 and day 3 bands, even though they were the wrong colors. They weren't given out at all to people. People did get the star stamps on their hands in lieu of these bracelets. And you may be asking yourself, Madigan, who cares about the bracelets? Why do we care that the convention is letting people in like this? Isn't it good that the convention has these restrictions removed so that it's easier for con-goers to get in? And to that, I say to you, What is the security risk here? If people are getting into this convention with the wrong bands, no hand stamps, nothing, the security risk is that whoever wants to can walk through that door. For example, if we remember the Ravioli Man, let me see if I can pull him up. I didn't have him set aside because he scared the shit out of me. But there was a con goer called the Ravioli Man. He was doing like a Filthy Frank style, going around the con completely covered in marinara sauce, sucking red sauce off of raviolis, and he was only removed from the convention when he started rubbing sauce on the booth of a sponsor, not of the booth of an artist, not on the booth of anyone. It was specifically a sponsor that finally caused them to get removed. This is the Ravioli Man. This person was escorted out by security because he's literally covered in ravioli sauce, rotting ravioli sauce. But he was let back into the convention. This person was allowed by security back through the convention. And we're talking about the bans. This is part of it. The security didn't care. The security wasn't paying attention. The tickets didn't matter. Anyone could walk in off the street. There were unattended minors at this con. There were people just trying to enjoy the convention, expecting safety from the tickets that they paid for. And this is what they received: confusion, incorrect passes, hand stamps, and harassment. So you may say to yourself, what is the purpose of complaining about a shitty paper band? And I say that it is the safety of the con goers that is at issue here. Why buy a ticket if you can walk in? Exactly. These people bought their tickets, and need I remind you, the tickets for this convention were double the price of other conventions of the same type, quote unquote. And all the other conventions were higher quality. And one of the reasons they listed for having the price of the ticket be so high is the security. I then spoke to my contact further, and they showed me this image. This is the water bottles that they had on offer. P40. So I've been informed by them, because I'm not from the Philippines. I don't know Philippine peso or their economics there. I was informed that this is double the price of a normal water bottle. Just completely double. Con markups, I understand. They do that at conventions. It's bullshit. But it is on display here, evidence that they are overcharging for everything available. Additionally, if you buy a bottle, you get to pick a card. I want you to notice something about all these cards. They're face down for a reason. All of the good cards were taken out of this. No one who took one of these cards got anything good or valuable. It was just a card. So you buy a water bottle with the thought that you're going to get something of a reward from it, but no, it's just trash cards they had lying around as a gimmick. So whatever, it's just kind of sleazy. It's nowhere near as bad as a lot of the things that could have happened. I understand, I'm making a small mountain out of a molehill here. It's just expensive water. And Light Riku, I'm sorry. Light Riku, thank you for the follow, by the way. I'm gonna have to ask you a question here. I need you to be honest with me. Is your name Light Riku because of Light Yagami and Riku from Kingdom Hearts? You have to be honest with me. No, you're in a place of love and weeps here. We just need to know. We just have to know. OMG, how? I got you! I got you, didn't I? Yes! I bet he loves water types. I bet he loves Vaporeon. Next, I wanted to move on to something Rita had talked about previously. If you remember in the last post, a lot of the activities announced at the con were... Scams is a harsh word, but I think it is the correct word. And the Pokemon-themed baking session was revealed by Rita It wasn't an activity, it was a promotion for a cake and drink printing service. So there was no activity provided. And I have new information on that. This is the ticket you had to go in there. It's a free baking pass, can nominate one person. It's applicable for only 6 years and above. So if you have a child, well, I guess they can't come. The Beggar Pass holder must purchase a beverage to enter the store. Okay, wait a minute. So you're saying that this ticket for this free activity, which, if you remember, the price of the ticket was high because they offered freebies. And I made a whole big, like a schism about it, saying, well, no, the ticket's higher price, so you're not getting freebies, you're paying for them. Now the freebie is asking you for money. So this event that they're hosting as part of their convention is now gated by purchasing a beverage. And if you want your child 6 to 12 years old to go to this part, they have to be accompanied by their legal guardian, which is fine. I want them to be accompanied, but that means they also have to buy a DIY beverage. So if you have a kid and they want to go to this baking event, you have to then, after purchasing a ticket, pay additionally twice to come into this. And that's if you have one kid. And remember, this activity is an advertisement for a cake printing business. It's not actually an activity. Upon leaving the convention, my contact received this. Just present this to our staff to avail of a free baking experience worth $8.99. Isn't that lovely? Isn't it lovely that this place that scam people is now asking you to come to them for a free baking experience, which is just to get you into the door to spend money at their business? It's the same logic as a gift card. When a business sells a gift card for $50, you're not spending $50. You're spending $50 plus whatever you need to do to use that full $50. This is not a free experience. This is another advertisement for their business for you to go there and spend money. So people were getting these handed to them leaving the convention on day 3. It's criminal. It's criminal. It drives me insane. This is another little anecdote I wanted to talk about. This is not the same level. I'm not trying to equate this as wrong as anything else. This is just something that was brought up to me. So if you see here, this is the person who I was speaking with. They are waiting in line to get an autograph from the voice of Ash Ketchum, right here. This right here, if you remember from the first picture, is the con lead, completely holding up the entire line, demanding that this person look at this cool card thing I have. Look at it, scan it, look at the QR code, scan it. Harassing them while they're just trying to get an autograph at the convention. How's Baby Shar? Yeah. Kitten back here, if you want to take a look real quick. We're talking about a lot of heavy shit, so there's a cat for you. So that's just something that's obnoxious. It speaks more to the character of the person than the issues with the con itself. But if the leadership is harassing people on the con floor who don't want anything to do with this, then that's part of the issue. I was present during the card incident. You were, Axon. What happened? Please let me know. By the way, can I just say real quick, everyone who's coming in because I covered this story, I want to say I appreciate you, because it meant a lot to me to cover that story because of how personal it was to me, especially with the Make-A-Wish kids and being immunocompromised. And you all coming in here and showing appreciation for me covering it is very nice. Car was okay, but it was real awkward. Oh, interesting. So was it harassment, Axon? Can you give me your interpretation of this? You just kind of showed up like, my friend made this, my friend made this, check it out. Then he kind of stood in front of us and showed it. So he kind of just cornered y'all. I don't know if I personally count it as harassment, but I've got the head of a rock. Harassment is subjective, Axon. It's very hard to pin down harassment. Legal definitions aside, I mean, just person to person, I mean, people consider harassment different. Personally, for me, if I'm waiting in a line and someone comes up to me and tries to show me something and I indicate to them that I'm not interested and they continue to do that, I would personally consider harassment, but once again, you know, someone may be very happy being told they look pretty today. Someone may be very, very like uncomfortable with being told that. So it's a hard spectrum to gauge on. I understand. I am now going to discuss another post done by someone who was a cosplayer at the convention. This person right here, Vin. This is a post that was shared with me that I wanted to cover. First of all, can I say before we go through this, just absolutely amazing cosplay. The glowing lights, the little Mimikyu plush, I love it. Cosplay is one of my favorite things to look at. It's so cool. But I'm gonna go through this real quick. I probably won't read everything word for word, just because in interest of time and being bloated. However, I want to make sure I cover this because it is important. This is a post done by Vin Koser, or Koser. I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize if I did it wrong. Hey, Pokefans, here it is. And yes, it is as you expect. Let's start with the story first. Just like my other cosplay friends, I went to Pokeverse all days for the reason of it being another Pokemon-themed convention since PokeCon 6 months ago. The passion here is evident. This person not only put their time, their effort, and their love into their cosplay, but into the community of going to a convention. Straight from the start, we already knew that this was a very isolated event, very far from the influence of the PH Pokemon community, who organized the free PokeCon 2 times last year. Free PokeCon. Let's go over that again. Free convention in comparison to this overpriced one. Almost everything turned out to be all too sudden, from the promotion, cosplay sign up, the many new partners, and layout changes, all within the last week before the event. As we saw previously, the floor plans were completely different than what the con actually showed up. There was not even a giant Pikachu. I could forgive everything else if there was a giant Pikachu. I couldn't, but I would forgive everything else if the giant Pikachu was there. Personally, what I don't like about what happened is how it caused some sort of rift in the community. I mean, people who are defending the con would be saying, if you don't have money, shut up. Enzo, that's disgusting. All I gotta say, Enzo, is there's people saying if you don't have money, shut up, aren't part of the community. So I don't think there's a riff. I just think that that's a lot of bad apples being taken out of the bunch. That's what I think, Enzo. Because if they're gonna say that about a convention like this that clearly scammed its people, then they are not part of the community. I will say that firmly. Now, as I mentioned, went to all 3 days. When you arrive, the ticketing booth is open, yay! Which you entered to purchase day 1 ticket. Now on site, they mentioned that cosplayers get 30% off, while the Pokemon cosplayers, I don't know what cosplayers is, get 50% off. Long story short, I get charged for the standard cosplay price. Now that is further emphasizing what Rita said, which was all about, oh, cosplayers mean cosplayers. Oh, I see. Thank you for the translation on that. And you as well, Little Synod. And Isaac. Dang, I got so many people translating for me. Ooh. Ooh. I feel special. Try to correct them by mentioning I was a Pokemon cosplayer. The ticket sellers, let me make this a little bigger for you guys, give me excuses. Started out by mentioning how I had to be in full cosplay despite my cosplaying a gym leader, Alistair, and how after I showed him an image of them, oh, sorry, sir, we already wrote you down. We can't change it. We already wrote it down. We can't change it. We are just doing our jobs. Let me give you a little secret here. If someone's saying, oh, I'm just doing my job, run. Because wherever that is going to be terrible, because that person knows full well that they're fucking you over and that they have no choice about it. At first, may not be a big deal. It is, till you realize the base price for the ticket is 1,000 Filipino pesos. So does anyone in chat offhand know what 1,000 Filipino pesos is in USD? About 20 USD? Thank you, Ice. When people found out that the artist tables aren't earning, they bought tickets in spite of knowing the halls were empty. Are you saying, Fiber Fairy, that people bought tickets to support the artists even though the halls were empty? Is that what I'm understanding? I apologize. So, after being overcharged for a ticket, I go inside the convention, and it's nothing. I don't want to mention what hasn't been said already, so I'll give everything from my perspective. I appreciate that. What's good about the event? Lots of prizes, fun community, not their community by the way, and the stage recognition was nice, but please know, most of this only lasted on day 2. The other days felt like nothing. Other than that, I met Jason and Veronica and a couple of cool people I would never have seen before. That kind of emphasizes exactly what I was talking about yesterday, where the only good things to come from this were from outside the convention, were from the community. Day 3 was the next big issue regarding the lack of communication with organizers, staff, and security. For context, there are 2 booths, each of which being held by either Veronica or Jason. Veronica being the voice of Ash Ketchum, Jason being, I wanna be the very best. That guy. Towards 5 p.m. on day 3, however, me and my friends noticed that after Jason was singing, he had no line in his booth, so we didn't know where to line up. So out of instinct, we lined up at where the line was previously. And security stepped in and asked if they were VIPs, because you can meet both of them as long as you follow their very best expensive rates. $500 for selfie, $15 for autograph, $2,000 for picture and video. Now I want to remind you, the price of the convention is 1,000 PHP, which is about 20 bucks. So it costs more to get an autograph than the ticket of the con. Okay. But even when we showed that we would pay, the security told us we can't stay in line. What's really crazy is when we asked, so where do we go? Security said to go to Veronica's line. So obviously, I call BS, and after waiting in Veronica's line for 20 minutes, I go back to Jason's area, and there's non-existent line still. So security is running interference for Jason making money. The con security is literally preventing the performers from making money. Fiber Fairy is one of the artist merchants. Oh, you're one of the merchants, Fiber. If you're in my Discord, Fiber, if you aren't, you can join it in my description. I would love you to post your art in the art section of my Discord, if you are okay with it. I would love to see your work, especially because you deserve for it to be seen. There were only 7 official artists. The rest were invited by the organizers. In support of us 7, people started buying our merch so we would get back to the booth's fee at least. I was informed of that secondhand, Fiber, so you can confirm for me that a lot of the people who were at the artist booths weren't even making back the price to get in the door. Is that correct? A staff member comes from his table, comes to me talking about the rates, which I paid for. However, before I paid, I mentioned to her about the crazy instructions the security gave us. Turns out the reason as to why there's no line for Jason is because the security had told everyone to go to Veronica's line. Jason got cucked by security. After the staff heard this, she started scolding the security. Oh, bad security. Since they made the non-VIP personnel personally go to Veronica's line. Bad security. Afterwards, the security at JP's booth just became more careless, as a response saying, like, yeah, do whatever you want. So now, because they got called on their bullshit, security is just not doing their job. Beautiful. Let's talk about the VIPs. The benefits of it are near non-existent. From my personal experience, all VIP gets you is access to the door quicker at the start and no need to pay to meet Veronica or Jason. No need to pay to meet them. I'm emphasizing that because that means you still have to pay for an autograph or a picture. So VIP doesn't even get you a photograph. And VIP is super expensive. It's 6,500 PHP. Which, okay, wait. Before I look at ice. Okay, if 1,000 is 20, okay, 1,000 is 20. I'm terrible at math. Is that like $120? 130. Ah, it was close. I was close. It was hard to sell because of the high ticket prices. People don't really want to buy from the artists because most of the budget is already allocated. Yes. Yeah, money isn't infinite. Money isn't infinite, Fiber. You're so correct. If you're spending your money on the con and you have nothing left, then what's the artist to do? To put into perspective, the daily minimum wage for an average Filipino is $5.70 Really? I want to look at my chat right here and apologize. I do not know anything about the Philippines, and this is going to sound very ignorant from me, and I apologize. So you say 570 pesos is the average Filipino. Is that something that is like equivalent to America's minimum wage? Or is that more like the average per capita? Because I know that like American minimum wage is notoriously bad, but there are jobs higher up that are different, and it's not exactly the median. Is that similar to the Philippines, or is that an actual medium wage? about 10 bucks a day. That's crazy. Average minimum wage. Let's just say minimum wage for you guys is considered high for us. Okay, Jirachi. That's good to know. Thank you, Jirachi. By the way, Jirachi, are you a Pokemon fan? I feel like something about your name makes me think you're a Pokemon fan. Craziest part, however, is security guard, on top of them not being coordinated, they literally show their flaws when left alone. To put it in perspective, during the line in D3, I already had my ticket bought online. But right when I was about to redeem it, I literally walked through the door and security didn't even check my wrist. Verifying what we were just talking about. No security. Unattended minors are there. Make-A-Wish children are there. And then, the Ravioli Man. And he was not escorted out. Instead, he left at 5 p.m., but he roamed the convention while he was there. Back to the last few points, the whole hassle was caused by a single security personnel wanting to dictate the formation. So what's going on here? I understand that they are paid as a separate organization, but they are literally let so much people slide off. Everything overpriced. Got a Bluetooth speaker for 500 pesos. So once again, I was just informed that 570 is the average daily wage. So imagine working for an entire day to get a single Bluetooth speaker. And they were not even provided by the Pokeverse itself. It was given by the PH Airlines booth, which we'll talk about. I'll leave it at that because there are other articles and tweets that go into further detail about issues that affected the entire event itself. And as a statement, Pokeverse should not be held next year, and its organizers should find a different niche or business because it's clear they only made this event for profit. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Once again, I really want to thank Vin for going on the internet and posting this. That is incredibly powerful of you. Like, not only are you lending voice to people who don't have it with your platform on Facebook, but you are also putting yourself out there. Like, you are, in a sense, putting yourself in the line of fire. And I really appreciate that. Hello, I'm the... What? Did I summon you, Vin? Welcome in. I'm the Alistair cosplayer who made this post. Glad you're looking at it. Vin, I thank you for, first of all, being here and for making the post. That's awesome. Welcome into the community. And sorry for bad English. Vin, I've met people who were born and raised in America that have worse English than that. Don't you worry. I feel like people who say sorry for my bad English are usually better at speaking English than most Americans. But welcome in, Vin. Thank you for coming into the stream. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the art and the merch. So before we go into anything, I am not discussing art done by artists at the art booths. This is art and promotional material done by the convention. I want to emphasize that because the artists, the actual artists who went there, are the heart of the community. What I want to talk about is this. I want to talk about something that was shared with me, and that is that all of these cards, you can see, oh, I guess I can't zoom in, but you can see they're all done like trainer cards or like energy. This artist not only professed that they are NFTs, they do NFTs, but this was shown to me. Let me pull it up. So we're going to do a comparison. This is a cosplayer. This is the card done by the convention. As you can see, they're very strikingly similar. All right, here's a Pokemon card, Trainer Battle Reporter. We got Devin. We got this Pokemon card, and we got the family. So not only did they hire an NFT artist, which yuck, to do their artwork, they also traced it all. All of the promotional art is traced. So it's stolen art done by an NFT artist, which I don't even like to call it an artist, but it's ridiculous. This is one of the Poke cards that were handed out. I want you to pay very close attention. Look at this. Look at the edges of this. They're damaged. They're broken. They're cut poorly. The centering is terrible. All the fraying around the edges. Absolutely unprofessional. Additionally, when I asked the person who physically owned this card if it felt like cardstock, like actual cardboard used for card games, they said no. It is flimsy and floppy and was not high quality. Additionally, it was put into their bag. It was not there's no sort of protection for it. There was no sort of plastic or badge or anything that could maintain the structural integrity of the card. Instead, it's haphazardly shoved into a bag. So I hope that you didn't want to keep any memorabilia in good condition, because they don't allow you. I got some of those cards for free along with the caps that they sold for nearly 40 USD. Oh, I'm on that next fin. Don't you worry. I got that loaded up. Right now. All right, now we're going to talk about the cap. This is a cap that was sold at the convention. It has a little embroidered logo from them. Kind of low quality looking, but whatever. It's from the con. However, this cost 40 USD. This mesh back, poorly designed cap costs 40 USD. Well, Madigan, the production probably costs so much. They're upcharging because it cost them so much. This is the cap in question. I want you to take a look at this price down here. 46 pesos. Now, Ice, can you give me a direct translation? Because I have a rough idea, but I'm pretty sure it's worth like 60 cents or some shit. It's worth less than $1. So the hats that they bought for the convention cost less than $1 each. But what about the embroidery costs? The production house that makes the hats have the embroidery machine. And if you're saying to me, if your thought process is, well, it's justified in price because it has the Pokeverse logo on it, I would challenge you to say that the Pokeverse logo is not worth $40. Having this symbol of a shitty con that scams its members is not worth 40 pesos. Is not worth 40 US dollars. Not only that, but if it was a good con and all the con goers were happy, this embroidery patch is still not worth $40. The embroidery cost is 75 Enzo, thank you. The embroidery cost is 75 Filipino pesos, aka $1.28. So if you were to buy this hat at cost, it would be about $2 USD. $2, but they're charging 40. And then the gall to post on Instagram, special design for the Pokeverse official. You know what, benefit of the doubt, maybe the company that made these didn't know how much of a markup they were being sold at. Maybe they were just a company that got a commission. That's okay. You know what? If it's not their fault, I understand. I don't want hate towards these guys. But it does feel a little... What's the word for it? It feels like a dereliction of duty to not remove this post because of all the controversy, but that's okay. Even most Pokemon Center merch is cheaper. Special, thank you. So a lot of you are saying things that I want to say, but I'm trying to be fair, you know? I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt every space I can, but you all are saying what I want to say, you know? Even most Pokemon Center merch is cheaper. Exactly, a special. Thank you. This, additionally, is one of the stickers. Can we discuss this? Can we discuss that they received this sticker in this condition? Look at this. The adhesive is covered in fibers. Like, these aren't hairs. These are fibers. Like, it's not like, oh, ew, someone's hair is on this. No. This is fibers. This was stored improperly. And look at the cut on this. This is so haphazard. This is so unprofessional. This is official con merch. It's not even vinyl. It's not even vinyl. It's not even vinyl. Our booth is 9,000. So basically our booth is worth 3 caps. I'm sorry. It cost you 9,000 pesos just for the booth. It costs you 2,500 pesos more than a VIP ticket just to have a booth there. And then this really pissed me off. I do not know how much this shirt costs. My contact didn't buy this, their friend did. So I don't have a price on this. I can't tell you how bad of a deal it is. However, I can show you that it is a bad deal. So look at this material. From a distance, it just looks like a black t-shirt. But do you see what I'm seeing? Maybe not because of the resolution's an issue, but the fibers are so loosely knit. This doesn't look like cotton. This doesn't look like a good quality shirt. And it has more NFT bullshit on the back of it. It's just the NFT. And then the most damning picture is right here. It was $9.99. That's crazy. It was the price of a convention ticket? This picture blew my mind. This is the shirt. This is the shirt. This isn't being stretched, by the way. This is them holding it in their hand. Loose, like this. Like, imagine this is the shirt. They're holding the shirt like this. They're not stretching it. You can see through the shirt. This is a $20 piece of merchandise that you get. It looks like a mesh shirt. It looks like I could put this on my leg and be sexy with fishnet stockings. I could strut my stuff in this. Are you kidding me? And as a reminder, it's not even a good shirt. It's art done by an NFT, bro. That's traced. This is something that I might get angry at, and I apologize if I raise my voice. I apologize. But this is one of the sponsors of the convention, PLDT Home. They are, from what I understand, a power and internet company, like a fiber plan company. Correct me in chat if I'm wrong, but this seems like a place that provides internet. PLDT Home powered the first Pokemon themed expo, Pokeverse. The first, not PokeCon, the first, okay. Fans met their childhood heroes, Veronica Taylor, the original voice of Ash Ketchum, and Jason Page, the singer of the original Pokemon theme song. Great. Got a free Pokemon Funko Pop, disgusting, hate Funko Pops, for every fiber plan application, and a chance to win free internet access for a year, and 100,000 in cash, or a 1 million grand prize for a fiber plan. Great. Telecom and internet, not electricity. Okay, thank you. They say powered, so I wasn't 100% sure, but thank you for the clarification. Why am I angry about this? Why am I angry about this? This is why. Oh, not too bad. They're just advertising their booth. Except these people. Minors. Except this person who isn't looking. Okay, that's an adorable dog. This person has nothing to do with their advertisement. This panel with children on it, nothing to do with your advertisement. Nothing to do with your advertisement. Nothing to do. Oh, look, more advertisement pictures. Oh, look, nothing to do with your advertisement. Oh, look, we're exploiting artists now. We're exploiting the artists. Nothing to do with your advertisement. Let me just take a picture of this guy's collection. Nothing to do with your service. Nothing to do with you. A booth, great. Let's just take cosplayers. Let's just take children. Let's just take people who weren't consenting to get their pictures taken. Let's just take all of these people and use them to advertise for our service. And now, the most egregious thing, in my opinion, I scroll down to the comments. Your database is not updated. We've been reconnected already a few months ago, but it appears the inquiry is present. Need help. I need an agent. I can't translate everything, but, my home, connected without internet. It's been almost a week. Our modem doesn't work. Our internet connection is not restored. It's been 4 days. Not since yesterday. The internet's down. The internet's down. The internet's down. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. All of this is in response underneath a promotional post. Now, let me ask you something. If their customer service worked, would people be commenting under a social media post? But Madigan, you say, I see they've responded to them all. Look at all these responses. They're taking their community seriously. They're so sorry about it. Look at all these responses. Yeah, actually, let's look at the response. We understand. Let us check this. We take care. Let's see how we can speed up. Like Zoink Scoop, let's check and explain your request. Can you see something about this? Not a single one of these posts is written by a human. All of these, every single complaint is addressed by a bot telling them to message them privately. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why are you talking about us on the internet like this? What are you doing? Just contact us. Just contact us. What are you talking about? We'll get you. Just contact us. They are exploiting congoers, exploiting children, exploiting cosplayers, exploiting artists to advertise for a service that doesn't work, that they don't care about, and they aren't fixing. And that's the update I have on the PokeCon today. However, while I've been live, y'all have been sharing stuff in my Discord, so I'm gonna take a look through that. We have a picture of the con from an artist's booth. I'm not gonna use your name. Never mind. I was gonna say I'm not gonna use your names, but your name is right here on the picture, so I apologize. But yeah, this is one of the artists that are in my chat right now, a picture from their booth. You can see how barren barren this is. Like, I brought this up in my last video, but Artist Alley does not look like this. Artist Alley does not look like this. If you've ever been to an Artist Alley or a con, they don't look like this. It's crazy. Like, this is an Artist Alley. Look at this. This is a convention. Like, this is disgusting. Like, how could they allow this? Artists are the lifeblood of every community. It's a skating rink. Oh, Sherry. You know what, Little Signet? I'm so sorry. You're so right. I should not be knocking them for having an ice skating rink. In fact, I should be praising them that they offering their artists an ice skating rink. Shit, you know, my bad. My bad. Ooh. Oh, you were the one with the little penis in the background. You're the one with the, this is your booth, right? Yeah, Fiber Fairy. I love this guy. Look at him. Okay. I'm pointing at you like I'm a soy jack. Fiber, I was totally loving your art in the video. I specifically called you out for the penis in the background. I was like, hey, don't demonetize me. That's so cute. I love your art. If anything comes to y'all's minds, send it in my Discord. I would love to hear more information about this. If I've missed something, if I have any facts wrong and people want to correct me, I'm more than open to hearing different sides of this as well. But from everything I've seen, every piece of verification, every picture, every person, everything I've seen about this, it seems like a complete scam that has piggybacked off the goodwill of a beautiful community and has soured it and has taken it and ran it through the grinder to get as much money out of them as they can. And that is abhorrent. Pokeverse should not open up again next year. Its name should not be seen attached to an event, and the organizer attached to it should not be allowed to organize another event. If I encourage, if you see this person headlining an event, do not go to it.